Hi there.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm okay. I was in a meeting and then I was like, I gotta go. And I like I was the host of the meeting, so I like hung up the phone on everybody. How are you? You look a little tired.
I am. I've been drinking, so I could.
Oh. Was that a shot or was that a glass of some
No,
water?
that was some water.
That was a
No,
good one. You're just like,
no, I went for a drink with Ansani, Peter's
yeah, I
ex-wife.
was gonna say Peter's ex-wife?
Yeah. We had a nice drink and catch up. And then when I
Mm-hmm.
came home, the kids were down in the back shed smoking weed.
Uh-huh.
And so I called them up and had dinner. And then Peter, my brother-in-law, rang Neil to complain that their mother is really, really angry with us because Neil and Amelia called in to see her, but socially distanced a couple of weeks ago on our way back from our holiday in
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, where we were with our friends.
Yeah.
So we legally didn't break any laws, but we called in to see her, and she's 90, so she's clearly shielding. We called into her knowingly having spent time with a wider group of people beforehand. So
Oh,
she's super angry about that.
she's mad that you exposed her and the people who live with her to risk.
She doesn't live with anybody, but Neil and Amelia visited her,
Right.
having been with a group of people that we were all
Yeah, I
like
see.
on holidays with.
I thought
So
she lived in a caretaking facility. She's still
yeah,
living on.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's independent though. She's in her own little flat. So Neil's got to ring her tomorrow and apologize. Fuck. I tell you, COVID is driving me crazy this week. Not COVID, but people are driving me crazy this week.
Mm-hmm.
I've got work colleagues who are going, I'm going to swear now because I've been drinking, who are going fucking nuts. Like Laurel, you know my colleague, Michael Mast, who
Yeah.
said things like the university people are going to die at the University of Oxford this term because all this university cares about is money. It turns out she's been reading everything from the union rather than everything from the university. So
Right.
she actually, if she read both sides, she see the university is very, very serious about this and
Yeah.
not wanting to put anybody at risk. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just people's mental health, but it's 6 or 7 months in, people are holding each other up to like these ridiculous kind of moral standards, and they're almost like waiting for people to fuck up so that they can
Right.
hold you to, like, these are all reasonable people who have 6 months have been doing everything by the book and doing everything properly, and now because the rules are so up in the air, they're so ridiculous.
Yeah.
You cannot mix with more than 5 other people, but the exemptions are if you want to go out shooting wild animals, if you want to go out and shoot some poor little deer or foxes or birds or ducks or whatever the fuck, that's an exemption. You can
Mm-hmm.
go shooting with more
Mm-hmm.
than 6 people because coronavirus knows that shooters are different from normal people and it won't infect them. I mean, like,
Oh my god.
it's
You
like,
fucking idiots. Make it stop.
so as a result, like we're all having to like assess the rules and like make up the rules ourselves or like just use our own common sense. And of course, the problem with two individuals is that one person's common sense is another person's rule breaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just seen this week across the board
Mm-hmm.
in every aspect of life, like
I mean, it's probably, yep. I
people
mean,
getting
a piece of
really
it is
mad.
like, yeah, people's just anger and frustration of having been home for 6 months is spilling over into,
Yeah,
either kind
Absolutely.
of the holier than thou kind of stuff, which is not attractive for anybody, or
no,
just angry and kind of I don't know. I find some of I agree with the anti-mask stuff. I just find some of the stuff just so I don't know, judgmental and demonizing and,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and some
I
of those
mean,
people are assholes and,
yeah.
you know,
course.
but come on, I don't
I
know.
know. It's like, sometimes people just forget to bring a mask. They're not anti-maskers. They might have left their car. They might have a bag full of masks in their car. They've like walked to the store entrance and realized, oh shit, I've left my mask in my car. But they get this like, where the hell is your mask? It's like, Jesus, guys, calm the fuck down.
Hmm.
But anyway.
Boy, it sounds like you've really been dealing with it. And I think you guys have more kind of detailed rules maybe than we do here, or at least where I am. I mean, I'm fortunate to be in a place where basically everybody's kind of observing the protocol. And,
Yeah,
so the
same.
rules don't have to be that strict or, because everybody's basically doing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just not going to any place where they're not doing it. I don't know.
No, I mean, I haven't been anywhere where they're not doing it. And last Saturday, but most, like, everywhere I've been. And our workplace is such a good place. Like, I mean, my God, the amount of intellectual hours that have gone into discussing how to operate a photocopier in a risk-free zone is just unbelievable. I mean, our head of department, who was like a world famous anthropologist today, was like discussing how when we're coming up the stairs, maybe because it's an old fashioned building, when we're coming up the stairs, we could go, hello, I'm coming up the stairs, because it's a windy stairs. So you can't see if anyone's coming. So her solution was that we call out that we're coming up the stairs. And so there was a big discussion as to how calling out on the stairs would work or might not work. I'm thinking,
Marco, hello, Marco, hello, Marco.
It's like, please God, if this is the new normal, I just want to die. Yeah.
How often are you going into work?
Well, I haven't gone in yet. I will be the first person in my building to RTOB, hang on. I can't even do the acronym now. Return to office-based work. RTOBW. And because I am having extenuating circumstances, because the house next door to me is a construction site, so I'm allowed in. So there are 3 of us that are going to be in, and yet some people are freaked out that some students are going to be in there too. Nobody's asking those other people to come into the building. They can work from home. And the 3 of us.
So the people who are freaking out are the ones that are choosing to work at home.
Exactly. So stay the fuck at home.
Right.
Sorry, Rosaleen, where do you work exactly?
I work at a place, you might have heard of it. It's called the University of Oxford. It's kind of a big machine, and it has the capabilities to do things, in a thoughtful and considered way.
And are they?
And are they? What are they?
They are. They're totally on the case. I mean,
oh, that's awesome.
Come on. You've got the world's best brains working here. Surely we can figure out how to come into a building safely. I mean, so
how many Oxford Dons does it take to open a door? Oh my God, the joke's practically.
No, I'm just being facetious, Mary. I do trust that they've had a long time to think about it, and I've been on some working groups, and nothing is done quickly or thoughtlessly. I do trust it, but I was just saying earlier that our union, which is like all unions, quite militant and rightly so, but our union feels that there should be no face-to-face teaching going on, and the university has pushed back on that and said in some circumstances there will be some face-to-face teaching, but it will be done with all the social distancing rules in place. And the research centre that I work in only does DPhils and masters. We have no undergraduates, so we have very small group of students to deal with. So we feel safe. I can be in my building with a maximum of 6 students in the building, so I feel fine.
Mhm.
Well, I
And these are
wasn't suspicious when I asked that because
Yeah.
my daughter is set to go back to school next week, and though they did change it over to distance learning, the orientation that is happening for the new students, which is run mostly by the students, like my daughter, is until yesterday still in person. And I'm furious. I'm
Yeah.
so mad.
Yeah.
I remember Kevin's orientation at U of O. I was there. There were like 30 people in our group.
Yeah.
Well, and
From
how
all
do you
over.
have this in person when the rest of the university is closed? And they're saying, well, if you need a place to stay, we'll put you up in the dorm with somebody else. It's like, are you fucking just dead?
That's
How
ridiculous.
I just,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, I'm only talking about it in terms of where students can't, remote learning doesn't work. Like if you're working in a lab, or if you're a medical student, or
Right.
almost your entire university life is around lab work. Okay, sure, you can do a few seminars online, but you can't realistically do. And I mean, a lot of these students are working in medical sciences involving working on the COVID vaccination. So I mean, you have to realistically, but I agree with you.
but the orientation can be done online, and like everything else that has switched over. And so, and she was told, well, you're on contract. And I'm like, you know what? All bets are off.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't not to go.
Yeah. On a much more important note, Mary, your hair is lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Did you get it cut?
Longer. Yeah, did you get a cut? It's a new style.
I cut it again several weeks ago, but I actually just came in from work, so maybe I don't know. I put my fingers through it. I don't know.
Oh, it looks great. I like it.
Thanks.
Plus, I've had a few glasses of wine, so I always tell people.
Perfect. I like that filter.
I tell the truth when I drink and wine, so.
In vino veritas.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I